We're sitting very formally.
We are not formal at all. Why?
Okay, how do I relax? Why am I nervous?
Do less, sis.
Yeah.
Do less, babe.
I'm going to undo my pants. That feels better. Okay. Hey, welcome to the pod. I have got my friend Hayley here. She is someone that I mention in this podcast literally all the time. If you've been listening to all the other episodes, you'll probably hear a mention of Hayley in like 90% of them. So I'm having her on to have a chat about her journey so far. So she took a really, really big pay cut to follow her happiness and follow her bliss and step more into alignment, and it's working out really fucking great for her. So I'm really excited for her to share her journey. So that's what we're going to talk about, but we'll just go into a bit of a riff first and talk about whatever, because Hayley is shitting herself nervous. I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell people like what you do and watch out for that cord. Oh.
Hi guys, I'm Hayley. I am a coach for Coach by Emily, and I absolutely love what I do. To think that I would be living my dream life this year is just incredible. Like, if you had told me at the start of the year that this is what I'd be doing and this is where I would be at in my life, I would not have believed you, like, at all. So it's just honestly the most incredible feeling. And the reason why I want to share this story with you guys is because it's so incredibly important to follow your passion and do the things that scare you. Lean into those things. It's just, honestly, if you believe in yourself, you can fucking do anything. Yes. You can honestly do absolutely anything. And all you have to do is just trust your instinct and your intuition and make sure that you're in alignment, and you will be on the right path of where you need to go. So that is my biggest piece of advice to you guys. So let me give you a bit of a background story. So 7 years ago, I took the plunge and left my hometown in Tasmania. I packed up my little car, my little red Getz, and I drove to the Sunshine Coast. And I had no job, I had no money, but I just did it because I felt that that's what I needed to do at that time. I then continued working in hairdressing, and it was amazing. I met heaps of beautiful people, and some of my friends that I've met in hairdressing I'm still really, really good friends with. So I'm so grateful for that experience. But I had this instinct where I was chasing money. I wanted more money, and I was feeling lost. I didn't know what direction I needed to go into. So I started applying for jobs in the mines. I just wanted to go out and be a cleaner, make money, make good money, and not have to really think about anything. I just wanted to go and make money. I was very money focused. And so I started applying, and then I got a job, and it was really funny. I applied for a housekeeping role, and then when I was in my interview, the guy that was interviewing me, he actually said, "Hayley, do you want an admin role?" And I'm like, "Not really. Like, I just want to be a housekeeper. I just want to clean rooms." And he's like, "Nah, we're putting you in admin because you've got the personality and we need you at the front of our business." And honestly, the whole entire time I was in the mining industry, I just was constantly succeeding without even trying. I just somehow become quite successful in my role, which led me to, so I was an admin, and then I was promoted to a supervisor role, and then I was promoted to a management position. And when I left, I was an operations manager for 4 years. And so as you could imagine, with that comes a salary, which I was thriving. I'm like, yes, I finally reached my goal. Like, this is great. Like, I'm making all the money. Like, this is awesome. And then, do you think I was happy? No. I was absolutely miserable. I could see my relationships deteriorating with my partner, with my friends, absolutely everything. And
What was your job entailing? Like, what were the kind of things you were doing? What was it like? Like, paint a picture of the atmosphere there,
Oh, babes, it's
like, what were you trading in for that money?
The most toxic environment you could ever imagine. Like, the energy out there is because everyone is just so money driven. So a lot of people you find out there are actually not happy within their job. So you're finding that you're surrounding yourself with these people that are just miserable. And I would actually have comments, like people comment daily on, Hayley, why are you so happy?
Yeah. Like, even when you were out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because your baseline happiness would be so much higher.
Yeah, and they're like, why are you so happy? Like, what makes you so happy? And I'm like, why not? Like, you woke up today. Like, you should be so grateful to even have just woken up today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was really challenging for me to be surrounded by that kind of negativity and that, like, culture. But in saying like that, there were some beautiful people out there. And I was so grateful to be able to work with my partner. Like, that's just incredible. But when you're not in alignment and you're doing something that's just is so out of alignment, it's just so difficult to continue to pursue that just for the money. And so the biggest thing was with me is when I was continuing with my personal growth journey, I started to feel more and more out of alignment because I knew it wasn't where I needed to be. And I knew that working for Coached by Emily and in the health and fitness industry, like, this was put on my heart for a reason. I was born to do this. Like, this is exactly where I need to be. And Em, who is my boss now, but she was my coach for 3.5 years, she reached out to me and said, hey, babe, let's catch up for coffee in Brisbane. And I had no idea that this would be my life now. Like, it's just incredible. And I left a 6-figure job to follow my passion. And that was so fucking scary because I had the flexibility to, you know, with my money, and I could travel when I wanted. I could buy whatever I wanted. You know, I had that flexibility and freedom in my life based off the salary I was currently on. But I just said to myself, like, you have to do this. Like, this is the path you need to go down. And there was no even hesitation. Like, I just went for it. I put in my resignation straight away. And I was just so excited. And I had people from the outside, like my mum and stuff, you know, Hayley, like, how are you going to afford to live? Like, that's crazy. Or, you know, because they're just so used to that money mentality. And because I actually created that for myself as well. So that, like, kind of become a part of my identity.
Yeah. Can you tell people what you were doing when you were back in town? So, like, you were doing FIFO, right? And then you were back in town and you were on, like, a 6-figure salary. How did you spend your weeks off? Because I feel like from the outside, someone would look at your life and be like, wow, like, that's still a great life. But you were not in alignment. You could feel that. And so you still moved away from something that at all angles, apart from internally, looked like a good life. But it wasn't, obviously. And it was like you got to a point where you were just miserable and everything. But the things you were doing, like, you would go out, have drinks, have this, have that, like, whatever, it still looked like fun and everything. And you've obviously had a nice time, but you've been able to step more into alignment. And now I think there's such a vast difference in how you spend your time in general.
100%. And what happens as well is when you work away and you're spending your time in a job that you're not necessarily, you know, happy with, or, you know, it's not cup filling. So when you come home for that period of time, so my roster was 14 days on, 7 days off. So when I'd come home for those 7 days, I felt like I had to compensate, you know, to fill my cup back up, because I was like, oh my gosh, I am so low right now. I need to, you know, be doing all the things to fill my cup back up and make me feel like a human being again, because I was just so drained. And so what happens there is you're constantly chasing that instant gratification. So I was buying a lot of things, you know, spending money on things that just weren't necessary, you know, and just, it's just so crazy how different my life is now, you know, like, because I'm getting the instant gratifications from things that I just do in my daily routine now.
Yeah.
Because when you're out there, you can't wake up and go to the beach or have a coffee with a girlfriend or, go to the gym that you love or, all the things. So I feel like my entire life has changed. Like it's completely different to what it was 6 months ago. And that is just mind blowing. Like, it's crazy. So
to think all this has happened in like 6 months too is insane. Around Christmas time, there was a mutual friend of ours had a house party, and I hadn't seen Hayley for a little bit, and she came back from a stint away, and this is like before getting her job that she has now, or she had it like lined up, like she knew she was going to kind of work towards it, and it was just getting through that the last hump, getting through that, I guess, the portal from the last job to the new job. And I saw her at the party. I hadn't seen her in a while, and she was wired. Her eyes were like bloodshot, and she was just like looking and talking, and it was like you could just see in her eyes when she was speaking that she was so frazzled and so like drained and was having a hard time energy-wise and everything. And she said it. She was like conscious of it. She was just like, "Oh my God, babe, I'm like so fucking tired." But she was doing her best. She was just showing up and she was being there and having a good time. And then like now her energy is, oh my God, it's like, it was always amazing. It was always phenomenal. That's why I wanted to be Hayley's friend in general. I met her and I was like, well, I need to be next to this person.
I feel the same about you.
So beautiful.
Thanks to our partners for bringing us together, by the way.
Yeah.
Locke and Justin, love you so much.
I love that. But yeah, now her energy is just so, it's almost like more fluid. It's less spiky, less rattled. It's quite like, it's like the ocean on a calm day kind of thing. She's energetic and she's happy and she is in alignment and she literally sparkles like glitter. It's insane. And everywhere she goes, she's so magnetic and she is able to just see opportunities as they arise. And she's so grateful for everything. And she's just taking one step after the other in her life to make everything happen the way that she wants to, because she's following her gut with everything. She follows how she feels in situations. If something feels like a no, it's a no, and she removes herself from it. And if it's a yes, she fucking goes all in. And it's so inspiring to see the way that you live. It's incredible.
Stop it, you made me cry.
And that's been like the shortest amount of time. Like that was always who you were, obviously. You've always been good at staying like on your path and finding your path and getting back onto it if you've left it. And obviously like in that job, it was like time to go.
Time to go. I was just sick of working like such long hours, 14, 16-hour days for someone who didn't appreciate me. And, you'd come home. Yeah, it's all well and good to have a week off, but when you're working in a job that is just so mentally and physically exhausting, that week off was nowhere near enough to fill my cup back up. And so I felt like my cup was always half full and I wasn't able to give the best version of me to myself, to my partner, to my friends, to my family, like absolutely everyone. So it's just honestly so incredibly important for you to just follow your passion. Do whatever you want to do. And it's scary. Trust me, I was so scared. And I had no idea what I was in for, but you just have to do it. You just have to do the thing. Like if something is telling you to go for it, lean into that and just, go for it, because what's the worst that can happen? Like, and that's what I was saying to myself. I was like, what's the worst that can happen here? Like, I've left a 6-figure job and I was petrified because, I was able to, maintain this like lifestyle, which was amazing, but it just wasn't worth it. It really just wasn't worth it.
Do you feel comfortable telling people not what you were earning then and what you're earning now, but like what the amount was in a ballpark figure that you walked away from, like the gap? Like, did you take like a 50 grand pay cut, a 30 grand pay cut? But you don't have to say, you can be like, oh my God, no.
No, it's so fine. So it was like 80 grand, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're amazing. That's such a big dick move to walk away from.
Yeah.
And you're happy. ever.
It was insane. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely insane. And like, honestly, to work for someone now that just appreciates me for who I am and just thinks I'm fucking amazing, and, you know, someone that actually appreciates me and we're on the same level, we're on the same vibration, like, it's actually incredible. Like, Em is just the best person I have ever worked for, and it's just so nice to actually be working with someone that actually gives a fuck about you, because I can tell you right now, like, when you're in a job where you're busting ass day in, day out, and no one shows you appreciation, no one gives you the time of day, it is just so draining, and it honestly takes over your life. This is the extent that it actually got, was when I resigned, no one acknowledged my resignation. None of my superiors actually even acknowledged my resignation, because you're just a number. I was just a number. And yeah, pulling myself out of that is just incredible. So if anyone is feeling like you need to, or something's pushing you to do the thing, or, you know, to follow your passion or your dream, and you're scared, honestly, just fucking go for it. Like, just wing it. And it's like when I was saying earlier, when I packed up my life and moved from Tassie, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything, but I just trusted myself because I was clear. I knew what I wanted. And that's the same with my job now. I was so freaking clear on my passion, and I knew where I needed to be, that I was just like, everything else will just come. It's so fun. If you get clear on what you want and where you need to be, you will get to where you need to go to, like 100%.
Yeah. Can you tell us about, like, your day-to-day life now, what it looks like and how it feels to be alive in your body and your consciousness?
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I love my life so much. I'm like, how is this my life? Yeah. It's incredible. So I am a very structured, routine person, as everyone would know who knows me already. I wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning. I train at 4:45. I will then come home. Depending on the day, I'll journal and do some meditation first, or I'll go for a walk if I'm going for walk with a girlfriend or whatnot, grab a coffee, and then I'll come home, I'll have a shower, get ready for my day, I'll make breakfast, and then I'll jump in and start responding to the girls. Cool. So, yeah, absolutely love that. And Em lives in Brisbane, so sometimes I'll go to Brizzy as well for the day to work alongside her, which I fucking love, because we just bounce off each other. Like, it's incredible. But, yeah, that's pretty much a day in the life of me. Sometimes I'll try and go work at a cafe as well, because I'm not going to lie, like, working from home can be quite lonely. When, like, I was used to so many people around me every single day. Like, I was operations manager, so I had people coming to me, you know, I had the client, I had, you know, upper management, I had the staff, you know, it was huge. And now I'm at home and it's just incredible. But it's really good to get out and actually go work at a cafe, or like just a different environment.
Yeah.
I think that's really important as well.
Yeah. I love when you make us go to a cafe. Sometimes Hayley will just be like, hey, babe, I really think that you need to be around me today. Let's go work at a cafe. I'm like, well, you're not wrong.
Literally give you no fucking choice.
I love it. And then what do you do for outside of work fun, or like energy replenishment and yeah? We've been going to, I love going to like bathhouses as well, like saunas, steam rooms, the hot and cold plunge. Like, I just feel like that's just such an amazing experience to just like completely switch off. And Locke and I went just the other week to Native State. They've just opened up in Kira. And it's honestly just such a beautiful space. So if you guys haven't been, I'd highly recommend. But yeah, I love doing that, you know, even like once a month or something. But I love just going for a walk, listening to a potty, catching up with friends. Like, I'm very social. I love the people around me, you know, going out for a drink, catching up, eating out.
Going to the beach, going for a swim, markets. I find things like that really, really fill my cup up. I'm a bit of a homebody as well in saying that. Like, I love just like, I live on the beach, so it's kind of hard not to be a homebody. But I love just like reading my book out by the pool or, down the beach or whatever.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with my life.
Would you say that since like stepping more into alignment and listening to your body and your higher self more, what are the differences that you've noticed in like how you used to spend your time and have fun versus now?
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. So the biggest thing that I have noticed within myself is I used to drink so much alcohol and party like a lot. So obviously when I was in mining, like I wasn't happy. So I'd come home and I was partying a lot more than what I was now. And I guess a lot of the time when you're going through things, it's sort of a way to numb it or, kind of hide from what's kind of going on in your life. So I felt that that's what I was doing. Whereas now I generally just love going out and having, great conversations with friends that are like actually has substance to it. And, waking up fresh on a Sunday is just like the best feeling ever. I'm just obsessed. Mm-hmm. And, going to the markets, catching up with friends, like don't get me wrong, I love to party, but just, not every weekend. It's just, it's so different. I feel like your like focus definitely shifts when you're more in alignment, because what happens when you're in alignment is you feel that obviously different things are going to fill up your cup than what they used to. So it's the simple things in life now that I'm just so fucking grateful for. And I just the little things, like being able to walk or, being able to read, just things like that. And, even just walking past someone and just saying, good morning, how you going? Stepping out of your comfort zone and having, just the simple things.
Can you talk more about stepping out of your comfort zone? Because you love stepping out of your comfort zone and you do it frequently. And you did it just this morning. You can use that example if you want, or if there's something else you can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really big one. And like, why step out of your comfort zone?
I feel like it's we're our own worst critics. So it's like anything. So obviously I work in the health and fitness industry. So everything, all phases of your journey is out of your comfort zone. Like if you've never stepped foot in a gym before, like obviously that's out of your comfort zone. If you haven't tracked your nutrition before, like obviously that's out of your comfort zone. Like nothing good comes from being in a comfort zone. Like if nothing changes, nothing changes. Yes. And it's honestly just so incredibly important to believe in yourself and just go for it. Like this morning I was shooting content and I've never been in the position where I've needed to do this before, because I've been an operations manager in the mines. Like we're not going to be shooting content. And it just was just so easy for me, and it just flowed. Like it was just so nice to actually be talking about the things that I'm passionate about and I love. And if I didn't step outside my comfort zone, I wouldn't be even doing these things. Do you know what I mean? And when you step outside your comfort zone, you become so confident in yourself. And you're like, oh, I just did the thing. Oh, I can do anything now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're continually showing up for yourself every day and stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're going to continue to like build those kinds of habits and therefore grow so much as a person. Like that's just how it works. Like
I think it goes hand in hand with self-discipline.
100%. Well. Yeah, discipline is everything. Like, and that's what I say to Em and I say to our girls as well. It's like never rely on motivation to do what you need to do, because motivation comes and goes. You need to be disciplined and you need to be clear on your why and why you're doing the thing. And that's for all aspects of your life. Why are you doing the job you love? Why are you focusing on your training and nutrition? Like, why are these things so important to you? And when you get clear on your why you have more direction on where you're going and where you need to be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you think of a time that you had to use your self-discipline?
I think on a day-to-day basis, like in general, like when my alarm goes off at 4 a.m, do you think that I want to get up at 4 a.m? Absolutely fucking not.
I
like,
picture you just being like,
no.
Spring, and then a bunch of birds help you get ready, and then you like skip out to the kitchen.
No, absolutely not. Like my alarm goes off and I'm like, oh my God, I could literally just stay in bed. But I get the fuck up because my goals are so important to me and I'm so clear on my why and where I'm going. And it's that first step of the morning, if, you know, that's discipline there straight away, you know, by getting out of bed. Mm-hmm. So once you do that thing, you've set the tone for the day and that'll just continue. But another thing as well, obviously working from home, like, yeah, I was a manager and I was managing, you know, heaps of employees and I would have other managers working alongside me, but I work from home. Like, yeah, some days I work with them, but majority of the time I work from home. And so a lot of that is discipline as well because you're your own boss essentially.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like you have to structure your day and ensure you're getting the things that you need to get done. There's no one saying here being like, hey, what are you doing? Like, and I've had so many people come to me and be like, oh my God, how do you work from home? Like, I feel like I wouldn't have like the discipline or, you know, be able to actually get done what I need to get done. And I'm like, there you go.
That's exactly, they need to work on self-discipline by choosing something to get out of their comfort zone with, and then to have the self-discipline to do that new thing out of their comfort zone, then they will realize they can do anything and have more confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for all aspects of your life. Like we're not just talking about training and nutrition, but discipline is for all aspects of your life.
Yeah. Even just making yourself journal or choosing to eat something that's better for you or whatever. Totally. Mm-hmm. Can you tell everyone why you love your job so much and what you're doing and what you care about? And how you help people?
Oh my God, okay. I am honestly I'm just shocked that I'm actually following my passion and living my dream life. Like it's honestly insane. And the biggest thing that lights me up is obviously working for Em. Like she's been my biggest mentor for 3.5 years since I started coaching with her. And the fact that I now get to work alongside her and we are just doing incredible things together. It's honestly just the best, most humbling feeling I've ever experienced. And we just have the best community of existence. Like the girls we work with are just fucking incredible. Honestly, it's just such a great platform that we have where all like-minded women can come together and we, you know, share ideas and talk all the things. And it's just so amazing. They don't feel like my clients, like they feel like my friends. And that's the relationships that we are building. Like this is the Coach by Emily community. Like it's honestly incredible. And I'm just so passionate about what I do because I just want people to be living the best versions of themselves. And that's not just in, you know, your training and nutrition. It's all about your mindset as well. And Em and I have been working on our self-development. Like this year has just been huge for us. And now we actually get to share this with the girls as well. And it's just, honestly, it's just so amazing because once your mindset is there and you feel strong enough, like you can literally do anything. You can. It's all right to be given the training plan and to be given the nutrition and all of that. But if your mindset's not right, you're not going to achieve those things. Or if you do, it'll only be short term. You won't be able to sustain it because you haven't built the discipline and the positive habits in your daily routine to be able to maintain and continue to achieve incredible results.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just honestly, it's the most incredible job, and I'm just so freaking grateful that I have this opportunity to be a part of the Coach by Emily community. Like it's just it's incredible. It's unmatched, babe.
I love that so much. And you're the perfect person to be like helping the girls through this stuff because you live this shit every day. Like you have...
Babe, I live and breathe it. I'm fucking obsessed with it. Like, you know what I'm like. You're like, what should I eat? And I go on a tangent for like half an hour.
Literally. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know how to exist today. I'm pretty good at existing, but like if I feel like I don't know how to, you're the first person I come to. And then you just give me so much energy just by speaking. I'm like, oh my God, you're incredible. Is there anything that you... Oh, no, that's right. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel when you get that really beautiful feedback from your clients who you've helped? Like, what does that do for you inside?
Oh, my God. It just makes my heart explode. I actually had a bit of a teary the other day. Like, the amount of feedback that we're getting through from the Coach by Emily community is just incredible. Like, Em and I are just blown away. Like, it's honestly just growing so rapidly, and the community and the girls that we have attracted, we're all just so like-minded, and to hear their feedback on how I'm making an influence on their life is just the best feeling ever. Like, it's honestly just the best thing, and I'm just so freaking happy that I can be that support for them. Do you know what I mean? And like help people achieve their goals and be where they want to be in life, because I just feel like it's just so incredibly important. And yeah, it's amazing.
Beautiful.
It's so amazing.
Is there anything that you want to tell everyone? Is there anything that you feel really compelled to share? Have you talked about abundance yet?
I don't think I have.
Because I feel like you have a really good abundant mindset.
Yeah.
And I know that comes because you're so grateful for everything.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think like it's like abundance obviously comes from a place of alignment as well. So I feel like when you're in alignment, you're in abundance. You know, you're following what you're passionate about and what was put on your heart. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just so incredibly important to like be abundant and grateful for what you do have. And you'll find that more of those things will come to you. Like the more abundance you have, the more those things will come to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't sweat the small shit. Like, don't sweat the small shit. Because you know it's always going to work out. You know what I mean? Like it's always going to work out. Like, and I think you just need to sort of think in a place of like your higher self as well, and just be like, you know, what would I do if I was? I always imagine that I'm like living as my higher self. Does that make sense? Like that's how I imagine. So the way I show up every day is at my highest self.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, I feel like when you show up as your higher self, or you're constantly, you know, like working in that vibration, like you just attract more abundance because you're already like living in that next level, if that makes sense, of your life.
Yeah, that's so true. So it's like, I guess, living in that version of your higher self and letting go of control of like all the little things, guiding your life, having self-discipline, and sort of collaborating with the universe in the sense of like, oh, I really feel like I need to be doing this, and taking the steps towards those things, being grateful for all the little everyday tiny things that you just think, oh my God, the sun is out, the sky is blue, the leaves are green, how stunning is all of that? Grateful for the everyday little things. And when you are grateful for so much like that, you become grateful of everything that you already have, and then you recognize that there's so much abundance in your life already. And then when you're like, wow, I'm already abundant, then you start to be more abundant financially as well, and with all the fun things like, you know, opportunities and purpose and all the stuff that just like really gives you that life force of like, I want to keep moving forward and growing. And I think it's just this really beautiful cycle to be in.
Yeah.
I love that so much. There was something else I was going to ask you. I just dropped out of my head when I was talking then. What was it? Something about this. No, it's gone. It'll come back.
I feel like you went to say before you said the abundance thing, you're like, oh, is there anything else that you'd want to say to the guys? Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like you want, like any wisdom you want to impart or any encouragement you want to give people?
If you're scared, like, just do the thing. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, just go for it. You literally have one shot at life. And things are always going to be scary, but you just have to go for it. Like, just step outside your comfort zone. Just go for it. Just take those steps and you will honestly surprise yourself. You will really surprise yourself. Like, if you had told me last year that this would be my life in 2023, I would not have believed you. Because one, I was in that mindset. But two, it's crazy when everything just comes to fruition. Like, it's honestly the most incredible thing. And I manifested this life and now here it is. Like, I was showing Em my notes and I said, I'm going to work with Coach by Emily in 2023.
I love that.
And we were both nearly crying at Lobby Bar in Brisbane.
So cute. How do you manifest?
I manifest as in the thing is already here, or the thing has already happened. Mm-hmm. So again, living at my highest self, like, I'm like, oh, I've already got that thing.
So it's like a mental thing, and
yep.
you also write things down.
I write it down. I write so much every morning. Like, I have a whole book full of just writing. Anything that comes to my mind, I just write it down. And I talk as in I've already got the thing.
Yeah, good. That's good.
You know, it's like, yeah, it's already happened.
Yes. And I think energetically you're really good at that. Like,
yeah.
Your energy, like, I think that you're like a professional at raising your vibration to whatever the thing is that you want. And that was one of the things that I like observed in you and then did myself to match your vibe. And now I was realizing this morning, because Hayley and I are always in the same frequency, we're always in the same energy. And she woke up this morning and she was like, oh, it's so weird. I had like a really weird sleep last night. Like, was feeling a little bit like anxious because before she said like she got out of her comfort zone and created content today. So we knew we were going to create content, something she hasn't really done before. And we had a lot of fun like doing it. Like, she was doing it all. I was just sort of helping her along and getting a different camera angle and stuff, just gassing her up to do the whole thing. But, you know, that there was a bit of like nervous energy from her about that. And for me, I had like a few of my own anxieties. I had a couple of things I probably won't say publicly because they're not my things, but I was just a bit anxious for other people. And then I was also like randomly dipping into this like old fear of money, not even fully feeling the fear of like finance things, like, you know, having too many bills and all of that stuff. Like, wasn't fully feeling that stuff, but I was definitely having like an inkling of that old feeling kind of trickling in a little bit. And I was like, oh no. And I was being mindful of like, you know, putting that away. And so I got my journal out this morning and I was like, okay, I'm feeling a bit anxious. Why? And I suddenly just like noted down these things that I was anxious about. And then after doing my morning routine, I'd like listen to Hayley's voice messages and she was a bit nervous as well. And I was like, that is so funny. Like, we were both anxious. And I was like, maybe we were also feeling each other's anxiety. Like, maybe you were feeling the anxiety that I was feeling and maybe I was feeling yours as well as like part of it. And then that kind of got me thinking as well about how with anything in life, we're always on like a really similar vibration, similar energy, same mood about everything. And I was like, we've both just been like, fuck, like that's so weird and so crazy. And Hayley's always like, it's the most bizarre thing. And then I was like, oh, bro, this morning I realized I was like, we're on the collective consciousness that everyone's always fucking talking about. Like, we've risen our vibrations. And I know that we've got further to go. Like, I know that we're going to keep raising our vibrations even higher and it's going to become even more amazing for us. And I think life is going to keep surprising us in ways that we could never have imagined. And it's going to be like, it's already phenomenal.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be so big. But I just feel like we've had like, this is what this is. Like, everyone's always talking about like, you know, we got to get on a collective consciousness, like, you know, the fungus and the bees and the ants and everything. Like, that's how humans can live in this like optimal, beautiful state. And we're already getting there. Mm-hmm. Like, we're able to feel each other's vibrations. We're riding the same wave. We're able to feel, I've got to think more into it. I need to like dissect it more and sort of just pay more attention to this as it's happening so I can expand on this thought a lot more, but this morning was the first time I realized that, and I was like, fucking cool.
So wild. I am obsessed.
Same.
I love.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, or are you feeling done?
No, I'm feeling good. Just thank you so much for having me on your potty. I'm just so grateful for you and your existence. I love you so much.
I'm so excited that we did this.
Yay! Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.